I can only see half of each of us.
I can only see half of each of us as well. No, we can't even see that either. Hello, everybody at home. Welcome back to the Sunday Sofa. 4 o'clock every other Sunday. So glad that you're joining us today. If you don't know me already, my name is Polly Harnett and I do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Psychic medium, trance medium, spiritual medium, you name it, I'm a medium. Right, and really glad to see you all today again. So over to the lovely Jane.
Hello. And I'm Jane Morton. I'm a psychic counsellor, psychic medium, spiritual healer, teacher. What else am I? Holistic
All
therapist.
sorts of things.
All sorts of things. I do all sorts, me. Oh, and I'm a host on here. So yes, like my lovely host said, thank you for joining us today on Halloween. We didn't put our witches' hats on because we don't need our witches' hats. We are nice witches that dress like this and look normal.
Ish.
We don't change till midnight. Broom sitting there waiting for me. We'll be out later. But no, what we're going to talk about today.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Producer.
We'll do some hellos in a minute, but what are we going to talk about today, Polly?
We are going to talk about, because it's Halloween, we thought we'd talk about psychic or spiritual experiences, things that you can't debunk or explain, if you like. So let us know, guys at home, have you been it could have been anywhere. Have you been in a graveyard and something happened, a spooky experience? Have you been on a paranormal investigation? Were you watching the paranormal investigation on SPTV on Friday night? Did you see anything? Oh my Lord. Did you see anything or observe anything on that paranormal experience? I really can't get that out of my head now. So let us know what experiences you've had, any spooky things, what's really freaked you out, what's really made you crawl. So yeah, we want to know everything. We want to know your experiences so we can get all spooky today.
Yeah, and what I assumed, Richard, when you put that up, everyone could see that. So we were laughing at a screenshot, people, that Mr. P put up. That'd be one of us out later tonight.
I don't know what you mean.
Probably me and my eyesight, because I do feel away for fairies today. I don't know why. Feel quite lethargic.
The veil is very thin, as they say.
It's been
extremely thin. So yeah, we want to know what's been going on with you guys at home. What spooky experiences have you had? What about you, Jane? What's the most spooky thing that you can't explain? There's no other reason for, nobody was there banging or tapping or had a sheet over their head in the wardrobe.
I think, for me, probably when I had my little crystal ball incident.
Oh,
when I'd been given a crystal ball and it was a present, and I'd kept it in the box for a while because I didn't want to get it out straight away and I didn't want my grandkids touching it. And then got it out one day and I was looking at it and admiring it, and I found a nice little place for it because I don't work with crystal balls, so I've got to have it as a crystal out on display, so it didn't need covering. And I was really quite engrossed with it and all looking around it, taking it in, put it on its stand lovingly, and went to bed that night and had the strangest experience ever. I woke up with a man in my bedroom. That was the strange bit, people. Because it had been a while. He was good looking and all. And it is weird because I still can remember him as clear as day, stood in my bedroom with his jeans and his T-shirt. But the sad bit, he'd been shot. And I actually, as I see him, I actually started convulsing on the bed and felt like I'd felt the shot. Someone had shot him with a shotgun straight through his stomach. So it was absolutely mad. And I remember sitting upright when he disappeared in my bedroom and I was fully awake in pitch black thinking, wow. And I just sat there for ages upright. Couldn't take in what had happened, but I knew it was connected to that crystal ball. And because my lovely friends had bought it secondhand on the internet because they're so expensive, they were trying to find one that they knew I'd like, and I didn't cleanse it. I just So it could have been anyone touching it. So yeah,
have.
most spookiest thing that's ever happened to me, most visual and powerful thing that's ever happened to me as well, I'd say.
Wow. So let's say hello to some people at home, and then we'll see what their experiences are. And I'll tell you a little bit about Friday night as well.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. P, let's get the hellos up.
Who have we got here?
Before I fall asleep. No, I won't fall asleep. Lovely Sally Worker.
Hello, Sally. Hello, Lisa Hoare.
Hello, Lynn Wilkins.
Hello, psychic medium Brianna Wilson. Hello, lovelies. I'm a spiritual healer and psychic medium from Sydney, Australia. Is Luna
Good day.
okay? Oh, is she?
Lovely.
How exciting.
Hi, Pamela Still.
Hello, Wendy Gawley.
Hello, Kim.
Hello, Stay Shaw.
Hello, Christian. It's Christian Norberta.
Hi, Lynn Taylor.
Hi, Susan. I nearly said salami then, sorry. Hi, Susan. Salem. Actually, Salamini. See, all these names that make me think of Halloween.
Hi, Siobhan O'Rourke.
Hi, Sheena Lightheart.
Hi, Terry Wall.
Hello, Diane Tolhurst.
Not saying hello to you. Sorry, it's only me. Hi, Christine Davies.
Hi, how Foley.
Hi, Deanna Donlan.
Hello, Millie B.
Millie B. I love that name. Sounds like a little pop star. Hi, Lenny Hopkins.
See, I think Lenny Hopkins sounds like a pop star.
He does. Like
yeah.
Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
Kravitz.
Hi, Melanie J. Long.
Hello, Julie Rampton.
Hi, Trish.
Okay, we'll do some more hellos later on. So on Friday, we'll just squeeze Keith in. Hi, Keith, we're squeezing you in. Hope you're all right. Hope you're having a good afternoon. So yeah, Friday night. So if anybody hasn't watched it or didn't stay up that late, was a bit of an early sleeper, like I normally would be. The face change was scary. Oh, I'm guessing she's talking about the trance. Yeah, my son Joel has just started coming on paranormal investigations with us, and it's really funny because he never used to be into all this. Suddenly had this sort of crave of watching all these American paranormal shows, things like that. And I always said to him, look, they probably, a lot of it is false, because TV programs are, because if they just sat there doing nothing and nothing happened, it wouldn't be very exciting and no one would watch, would they, at the end of the day? Not saying they're cheats, because I don't know, because I'm not there. But what I'm saying is just keep an open mind. So I said, what you need to do is come on some investigations with us. And, then you can see for yourself. I said, it's not actually that scary. I don't find them scary. I find them interesting, to be honest. I don't think I've been scared once on a ghost hunt or paranormal investigation. So anyway, it's about this third time, and he came with us to the 999 paranormal investigations, which SPTV are now filming some of them, some of the local ones. And so he's never seen me do any trance or anything like that before. And so me and Lulu just sat. So guys, please do watch back if you didn't watch it. You will find it on SPTV UK, and you will be able to scroll back and find the Friday night investigation. I think it's in a couple of parts. But yeah, so me and Lulu sat in a very, very dark cubby sort of hole, if you like, with a door, and we went down into an altered state, and Joel came in to sort of watch, and he's never experienced anything like it ever, and probably having his mum going to an altered state and going to trance was a little bit daunting for him. And the door obviously I'm out of it doing whatever I'm doing. And the door started opening and closing by itself, just randomly, but as in they're saying something and then the door opened. I think William came through and he said, knock, knock. And I watched it back this morning, actually. He said, knock, knock. And Joel said, who's there? And the door opened. He said he's never been so scared. He said he could feel like every bit of him going into goosebumps, because the door had opened by itself, and obviously William had said knock, knock, and the door had opened. And so, I mean, now I'm looking back and I think it's quite funny, because I'm thinking, oh, you know, bless him. And he was telling his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was saying, I hope you didn't bring anything home. Hope you didn't bring anything home, any spirits, all this lot. Very, very funny. But obviously, you know, he was like, God, that was amazing. That was amazing. And absolutely loved it afterwards. But he absolutely loved the experience. But I think the only time I've actually really been scared is when I did a Ouija board when I was about 12 years old, and me and my friend had watched Poltergeist at that age because it was on the TV, and so we'd got ourselves frightened anyway, and then we went into my bedroom and made a Ouija board, and we made it on a piece of like card with a glass and did the alphabet and the letters and things like that. Bev Buttle put, oh bless him, he's all right, believe me, he'll live. He likes a bit of scary experiences, really. So we thought it was like, we didn't think that this would work. Obviously being kids, we just thought it was like a game, you know. So we put our fingers on the glass and it started spelling out some person's, I can't even remember the details, it was that long ago. But we were absolutely terrified, you know, to the point where this glass is going round. Both of us obviously can't have been cheating because we were both as terrified as each other. And the next minute we were like, what do we do? What do we do? And so we closed the board down because somebody had told us that's what you do. We ran full pelt to a graveyard and took the glass and we put all the letters in it that we'd made, and we ripped it all up and put all the letters in it and smashed it in a graveyard. And then we felt so bad we'd smashed it that we're literally scrabbling around for bits of glass put it in the bin. And oh my goodness, I honestly thought I'd never do one again. Now look what I do. It's amazing. But I think that's the only thing I can really think absolutely terrified me. The only other experience was when me and my friend, the same friend, were in her house, which was a farmhouse. We lived up in the Midlands at the time, and it's in the middle of nowhere, her farmhouse. And everyone had gone out when I stayed in with my friend Lisa. I don't know if she's watching, but hi Lisa, you know what I'm about to talk about. And they had a ghost used to call it Bromhead, right? Well, I don't know who Bromhead was, but that's what they called him. And it was a really still night, and there was a rope hanging from some scaffolding outside, and we could hear banging on the window. Opened the curtains and the rope is banging on its own on the window. We were so terrified that we were so desperate for the toilet and we daredn't go anywhere. So we weed in a pan.
Only you, Polly.
And so we were so scared.
Was the toilet outside then?
No, it was upstairs, but we daren't go. And it was like, we were so terrified. So we literally barricaded ourselves in her front room with this banging on the window with this rope. And until the parents came home, we stayed there. We were so terrified. But they're my two most terrifying things. Other than that, nothing's really scared me.
I've just seen, actually, I'll quickly say hello to Heidi Spicer because I see that come up.
Hi, Heidi.
And I did laugh at Lenny because he said we haven't heard him sing when we said he sounds like he's got a rock star name. But Kim's just put out he watched The Exorcist last night on TV, and why didn't it worry me all those years ago? Most places banned it. Why didn't it worry you? It worried me. It's the one film I have still not watched all the way through.
Really?
I don't like it. Yeah.
We watched it about 3 weeks ago, and I thought it looked. The first time I watched it, absolutely terrified me. Second time I watched it was in a cinema on a spooky night thing when I was about 18, and the third time I watched it was about 3 weeks ago, and it was, when you look back on it now, it's so badly made. Well, obviously at the time it wasn't.
It probably is badly made, but when I watched it, like you, I was 12, 13, we was in someone's house in the middle of the day. We'd all shut the curtains and made it spooky. Absolutely freaks me out. I'd probably watch the uncut version as well, because then it was all played around with, loads of bits were cut out, weren't there? And when I watched it a little, it was banned. It was taken off, and they cut loads of bits out of it. I think it's because in my head I still had that it was related to a true story, and I don't like anything to do with the devil, which, you know, again, like you said, it's weird what we do. So I just wouldn't relate to it. So I just have avoided watching it since. And like you said, now it's probably really poorly made. I just don't want to watch it. Beetlejuice. No, I love Beetlejuice.
Oh, somebody else just put that their son was playing games with them, but okay, Laura Kay.
Let's get some.
A music box started playing in my daughter's room once, and I wouldn't leave my room. I was alone in the house and terrified. That sounds like a spooky film, though, doesn't it? That does sound like the sort of thing.
Is that the jewellery box with the ballerina that's wonky and it goes like that? Yeah.
And starts projectile vomiting. So Karen Riley, I've got my son here from the spirit world with me, playing tricks on me all the time. He hides my keys or trinkets that he gave me. Oh, that's amazing. But that's I mean, I hope you're not spooked out by that. Hopefully, you know, you're thinking that that's lovely to have your son's energy around you, because I couldn't think of anything better, you know, than knowing that energy that is playing tricks on me, for example. If it wasn't and you didn't know who it was, then it could be a little bit more disturbing, couldn't it?
Yeah. I think Pamela's talking about you, not The Exorcist here, when she said she watched some of it and it was brilliant. I was totally fascinated. It was my first time seeing it. Amazing.
Oh, thank you, Pamela.
Well, I'm going to have to watch it back, because I should have been there, and I wasn't there because I was tired then as well.
Bailed on me.
I know, I bowed out because I was so tired from work, but now I want to see what happened. I want to see your son jump more than anything.
I don't think you can see him, but you can hear him saying, "Was that you?"
I see a bit. I did see a bit when I see a bit. I think where William said to Sam, "You're quiet," because she wasn't talking.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he went, yeah. He went, "You're quiet, Sam." Yeah.
I thought you were dead.
I thought you were dead, Sam.
Christine Davis, the other week my bathroom door kept being opened and I definitely shut it properly. Ooh. Did you feel anything in the house, Christine?
Oh, that's what happened in the studios, though, wasn't it? When we were in the studios, the toilet door. When I used to go in there, yeah. So that's quite a common one, isn't it? Doors opening.
Yeah.
Or you think you've shut something and you turn back and it's open.
Yeah. Or when you get, like, you know, like in the Poltergeist, when all the chairs were stacked on the table. Oh, that would be like, whoa! I'd probably be excited before I was freaked out.
Yeah. Was that Trav and Corfan? All my grandchildren have said that they have seen someone on the landing, especially my granddaughter.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's a male or female.
That's quite common, isn't it? That is quite common, especially children seeing it.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Actually, I have had another spooky experience, but it was way before I started working as a psychic. But it was one of the other things that was pushing me that way. I fell asleep one night, and I lived in a big Victorian house that had 12-foot ceilings, and I used to bring the sofa right up to the fireplace because it was so cold. And I'd put the kids to bed, and my husband was out at work because he was a taxi driver. So I fell asleep on the sofa, obviously watching telly, and woke up to see a woman in the mirror in front of me, all like lace dress, looked quite sort of, her hair was all like whitey grey but long. And I remember bolting upright on the sofa and turning around behind me thinking, who's that? And she was gone. Looked back in the mirror and she was gone. But 2 nights later went into my daughter's room and she was crying and told me to tell the lady to go away and describe the exact lady that I'd seen 2 nights before.
No way.
And she said she was stood by the curtain staring at her. And she was 3 years old then, Amy. So, But again, it made me jump, because it does make you jump. But it was because I wasn't working in, you know, that time doing what I do. And I think now, like you said, now you'll be like, oh, hello, you're right.
Yeah, that's quite exciting, isn't it? That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Katie Rickson says, I've made Halloween dolls. Everyone is petrified of them. I think they're so cute. Katie, which ones do you make? Somebody on the other, was it the Hovercraft Museum, Richard? I think it was, had a doll made, and it was Brahms from the Boy, if anyone's watched The Boy. Oh my goodness, that was quite a jumpy old film, that was. This doll that basically sort of was haunted. It was very freaky. What do you make, Katie? Let us know.
Does she put pins in them?
Yeah, and call them something like Jane Morton. No joking. No.
Yvonne Jackson, I've heard someone shout my name when I'm alone in my home. Oh, that's quite common. We've just actually said, Yvonne, me and Polly have been having some weird. Yvonne, sorry, we've been having some really weird dreams, and I woke up to someone calling me, but they were calling me constantly in the dream, and I obviously didn't want to wake up. And then I woke up knowing it was time to wake up, so to speak, because they were calling me, obviously not by my name. They were actually going, mum, mum, mum. So when I came to, I realised it was my daughter calling me. So yeah, that is quite common. She doesn't live with me, so she wasn't actually doing it in the flesh, but it was bringing me out of my sort of back into my consciousness. So yeah, that is quite common in it, hearing your name being called.
Keith, I have had many spiritual experiences where spirit have saved my life, along with angels carrying me. So I've faced that spirit and angels keep us aware and safe. And I think it's really important as well that, especially if you're spiritual or you've got a good, let's say, what's the word? I'm having a mental block. I think I'm picking up on your dilly daydream.
My dilly daydream.
You know, when your intuition, tells you, or maybe it's your higher self, maybe it's a guide, maybe it's an angel, and you're in a situation that could be putting you in danger. I think it's really important to trust your gut and listen as well, because they are often trying to tell you not to do something that day. Or, you may be thinking in the morning, I really don't want to go to that place. And you don't know why you want to go to that place, but you think, I've got to go to that place. But all day you're thinking, I don't want to go to that place. And then, there's something has happened on the way, or, there's been a situation, or you get to that place and then everything goes wrong. So do listen to them. I do. If I get a feeling like I shouldn't be there, then I'm often like finding an excuse not to. So apologise to anyone that I've stood up. But it's usually because I'm being told not to go, and I know the signs that it's like you lose your car keys and you think, I've lost my car keys, I put them there, why aren't they still there? And then you get to this thing or this venue or whatever you're doing, and then it just goes a bit, it's up. Elaine Walker, hi, I saw a ghost when my daughter was 6. Wow. What was the situation around that? Yeah, guys at home, can you keep your comments short and sweet? All the information in, but condensed, only so that we can fit it all on when Mr. Producer shows us on the screen. Otherwise, we won't be able to read it all. So yeah. Oh, I had another spooky experience the other day, and it was on Friday before we went to the paranormal investigation, and we always have bits and bobs happening in our house. Obviously, probably comes with the territory and the job, etc. But I've never seen this before. And my stepdaughter had just arrived, and it was about an hour before I was leaving. And anyway, I was walking down the stairs. I got halfway down the stairs and looked, and then this child just ran. It was this child, but I didn't focus on this child. It was just very quick. And I thought, because we're always like jumping out on each other or making each other jump, I thought it was her ducked down, running to hide, because she'd like hide and pounce on me, that sort of thing. We just do it to each other. It's like normal activity in our house. So I went downstairs, looked, and then thought, where is she? And I said to Jose, oh, is Ruby down here? And he said no. And so I was like, I just feel like this child's just ran across the bottom of the stairs. And he went, oh, Polly, don't start. Don't tell me that before you go out on a paranormal investigation, he's saying, because he's all freaked out. So I thought, no, she is. She's hiding. They're winding me up. So I shouted upstairs, Ruby, are you up there? And she went, yeah, what? She's up in the bedroom. And I'm like, Oh, okay, it definitely was a child just running across then. It wasn't the dogs, it wasn't anything else. It was really, really strange. And anyway, it wasn't so much me freaked out as the other half.
That happened to me though in the 1940s tea room the other month. I was doing readings, and a woman went across, you know, the stairs, the staircase bit. She went across the top, like from the wall into the attic bit. And I looked, I thought, oh, that was quick. And so I said to the person I was reading for at the time, and you know, I sort of described her and said, oh, is there anyone young in your sort of that's passed over? And she said, yeah. And I described her. She went, no, that's not her. And then I looked again. I sort of see her hovering and thought, well, she looks familiar to me. When I went home that night, my daughter texted me to tell me her friend's mum had passed, who lived just up the road from us and was our neighbour for years. And it was, I suddenly realised who it was. But yeah, and again, it's no relevance to what I'm doing on the night, but obviously it's relevant to me personally. So sometimes we just get people coming in and out, don't we, without even realising.
Yeah. So Sheena Lightheart. Hi ladies, when I was a child, I was playing with friends in a graveyard. I said to my friend, my granny was standing over there. My friend couldn't see her. 2 weeks later, my granny was buried at the plot I saw her standing. Wow, Sheena, that's a bit awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. Okay, Mr. P. Just to let people know, we will be doing some mini readings as well. We haven't forgot you if you want readings.
No,
we will be doing it. We're just very excited about our paranormal. Plus, I'm warming up because I'm like away with the fairies, have been all weekend.
So Peachums saw my husband's ghost before he passed away when he was still in bed next to me, walking across the room. Wow. That's awesome, isn't it? I mean, like, to look back on. That's quite an experience.
There's a phrase for that, and I've said it before. You know, like you have a near-death experience. Well, it's a near-death experience. They shorten it to NDE, don't they? And that's what when you read about it, it's called an NDE, near-death experience, which I've obviously had. But I've also had the same as Peach and Krista. Is it Krista? I've had the same.
Christy.
Yeah, Christy. I've had the same as that, where I have woke, known that someone is about to pass, or is passing, and gone down and found out it was my nan, and I've literally woke the tart at the same time she's dying downstairs. But it's like a premonition, but it's the same thing as a near death, but it's got another short, and I can't feel like, if anyone knows what I'm on about, let us know. But it's shortened to 3 letters again. I think it was talked about, you know, that show we all watched on Netflix, the one that was a secret series of different paranormal spirity things. We all watched it.
I know.
Life after death. Or so, yeah. There was. They talked about it on there, and some people can do that, and that's happened to me 2 or 3 times where I've known something's going to happen, or someone's going to pass, or physically seen it, and then it's happened. So that's quite. That's not uncommon. Diane said, I worked in a funeral directors a few years ago. Had a few experiences while working there. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I can imagine that as well, because I get that at the hospital where I'm on, a ward where sadly a lot of people are quite poorly at the moment. I get that experience all the time. It's really hard to switch off when I'm in my day job and not go around, sort of give a bit of healing here. So it is really hard. I've got to try and zone down and do my day job and not go into my psychic healy role.
Sue Walls, I'm very upset. One of my house cats has died. I keep thinking out of the corner. Right, okay. You're seeing I'm out the corner of your eyes. Sue Walls. Now, I don't know if this is the cat you're talking about, but I keep seeing a black cat with white, like, underneath there. Okay, might have a little bit of white on the nose, but I keep seeing white there. So please tell me if you had a cat like that. He's a bit, I wouldn't say he's a bit like lords over everything. He seems to be like a cat with catitude. I just got this cat coming in. No, literally, cat with catitude. Sort of like a very confident cat, but doesn't particularly like just everybody. It's sort of quite select. Once he knows everybody, he's fine. Once he sort of, trusts you, they're fine. I've got a very cocky little cat who seems to think that everybody should love him. Let me know if that makes sense to you, Sue, because I keep getting it and it feels a real thick fur on this cat as well, and it kept dribbling out the side of his mouth, so the teeth might have been a little bit funny there as well. Please let us know if that makes sense. If it's not black, it would be a very dark coloured cat there.
Let us know as well if it had a blue collar or a blue, not a bow, you know, then is it something where you put their
little name tags?
Yeah, I don't know, something blue is hanging. I can see that, but when you said
that's my cat.
That your cat?
That's my cat, she said.
That's my cat. Oh, right, because you said it was quite thick hair, and I feel like it used to take its collar off. It used to actually get its collar off itself.
Who were we talking to there?
Sue.
Sue, let us know if that makes sense to you, Sue, if you're still watching us, because the cat is absolutely fine if this is the one you're talking about. There was also a tortoiseshell around somewhere as well, but yeah, just it feels very happy, actually. It just feels like it was really time to go there as well. It feels like it was getting to that age.
It's quite common, isn't it, to still see him. When one of my dogs died, I was so distraught. I see him for years afterwards. I used to see him in his bed. I used to smell him still. I could smell him in the house. He was a bit pongy. And I would turn and feel like he was still sat at my feet. And every time I was sad or something had happened, even if we'd had good news, I felt that gizmo was around me. So it's quite common, isn't it, to still see your pets. Because they are still our loved ones. They're not, you know, some people that aren't big pet lovers don't get it. But, yeah, it's perfectly natural to see them. Heidi Spicer, have had stuff happen in all my houses. Only scared me once I felt someone sit at the end of my bed. All your houses, Heidi, what are you doing?
What are you doing? House to house,
yeah, you're packing them up with your luggage, I think. Yeah. Check your boxes next time you move and see what you're putting in there.
Millie V, I did a board when I was 11, didn't protect or close down. I felt something bad came in mirrors. Would always smash. Mirrors would always smash and light bulbs blow. The house felt cold and visitors would always feel sleepy. Never again. The boards are fine if you know what you're doing with them. I totally don't recommend somebody that doesn't know what they're doing with them to do them, and especially not in your own home. I don't ever do them in my own home. I'll do them in my shed where I work. I'll do them in somebody else's home quite gladly. Or on a paranormal investigation, but I won't personally have one in my own home. Now, even if I was coming to your home to do a board with you, I wouldn't let anything stay there either, okay? And any good medium shouldn't. It should be opened up in love and good intention, and also closed down in the same way. But the thing is, with teenage girls have got a lot of hormonal energy around them, and that's where they do say that a lot of poltergeist activity will happen, because basically the energy, the hormones, the emotions, everything that's going on can cause some serious problems.
Yeah.
And especially if you do have like portals and things like that in your home, you can literally, if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave things open and it won't be a very good experience in your home.
Yeah, she's talked about mirrors there, hasn't she? And a portal can be a mirror. Can be absolutely. A TV, can be a picture, can be anything really, a portal, can it?
So with regard to things blowing, like light bulbs and things like that, and the coldness, that is where you're like ending up with, you know, activity there that isn't being dealt with. But that was when you were 11, Millie B. I'm sure you're not 11 anymore, and I'm sure you've learnt by your experience. Should we do Millie a card?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a little look for Millie. Millie.
Millie doesn't strike me very old anyway. I hope she's over 18, but no, she doesn't strike me very old. I'm getting quite a young energy around her.
Right, well, I have got the Knight of Pentacles there. And with my Knight of Pentacles, Millie, this is usually a card, especially around work situations or projects, things that you'd like to be doing. And sometimes this is going towards a managerial position. Sometimes I want to say it's thinking about your own project or your own maybe self-employed project that you're thinking about. Now, this could be in the works at the moment. I really do feel like you've either been doing something regarding the training, or been put or about to be put forward for some training, or you're putting yourself forward for some training, because I do feel with you, Millie, that this is a time of sort of stretching yourself out there. And it really does require you to be confident as well. It's about coming out of your comfort zone a little bit. I want to say you're one of those people, you seem quite confident on the outside, but on the inside you seem to be having a little bit of a meltdown. All right, Millie, I hope this is making sense to you. So please do, like, sort of keep going with that confidence, to believe that you can, because like I said, this is taking you to like a higher position, the next position, the next sort of stage of your learning, and also the next stage of any projects or work that you're doing currently. So it's all good news, so keep going with it.
I got giving birth. I am bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world, but we all know that giving birth can also be a new project or a new start or moving on. And I'm getting a lot of amethyst around you. I don't know if you've got, I keep seeing a large amethyst stone around you, so I don't know if that's something you've got in your bedroom, because it's making me feel it's where you sleep. It's drawing me back to your sleep place. But to me, that's obviously it's similar to what Polly's saying. You need to get the confidence to come out of yourself, trust yourself, but that's all positive stuff. 29. That's young, Millie. That's young, believe you and me. That's definitely young. That's nearly half my age. Nearly. A bit. But yeah, so I'm getting quite a lot of amethyst around you. I don't know if it's a colour that you particularly like, but I'm feeling it around your sleeping area. And I'm feeling that you could do some more self-care. So a little bit like Polly said, get the confidence and try and clear your headspace, because I think once you can do that, you actually can leap. You know, that bird flying up there is showing me you can definitely move forward. So the anxiety and everything else, just work on it, because there's lots to be said around you. Maybe the amethyst is something that you have around you for anxiety. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
She does have
right.
amethyst crystal.
Yeah.
Thank you for your feedback, Millie.
Thank you,
and
Millie.
Really do work on that confidence, because it looks like good things are coming, as long as you can keep that confidence. Especially, just, I know that we all can be a little bit like that. Sometimes we're very good at blagging, or we're very good at talking, or we're very sort of seem to be out there. But sometimes we can be having a little bit of an internal meltdown as things happen. But just keep believing in yourself, because everything with that card is saying to me that you can do, learn to drive, you can, like, you know, pass your test, you can then use that in more work or more situations and taking you forward. So it is really positive card for you, Millie, which is awesome. Yeah. So who else have we got here telling us their little story? Pamela, hello, gorgeous Polly, Harnett and Jane Morton and everybody else. And Pamela.
Hello, Pamela.
She's back on track, isn't she, our Pamela? We've seen her back on Facebook, looking gorgeous, looking very svelte. And Pamela, Jackie will contact you. That is the message from the voice from above.
Hi, Shao Walker.
Kelly McEating. My mum came to stay at a house we had years ago. She said she felt covers lifted back and spirit get in bed with her. She never stayed again. I don't think I would either.
Kelly, she's not related to my auntie, is she? Because that's exactly what my auntie says about my cousin's house. She won't stay there because she said the sheets were pulled off her and it's spooky and she doesn't like it. And even when my other cousin sadly passed a couple of months ago, she wouldn't go to my younger cousin's house because she was that scared. She'd rather stay in her own place on her own grieving. And that was exactly what she said. I'm never sleeping there again.
Really?
So it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. But then older generation, I suppose, and if you're not spiritual, if you don't see or in tune yourself as spiritual, people always are in fear of it. It is, they fear it, don't they? They fear the unknown. So I suppose if you were cold as well and you was trying to keep warm and someone kept pulling your covers off, I'd be proper annoyed. So
yeah,
but I reckon she's related. So Martine, amazed getting floating white flowers and
They look like ladybirds.
Feathers, sorry, and inside our house. And ladybirds inside our house, sorry.
Right.
My eyesight's atrocious today.
While you were just reading that, I was reading it as you were talking. There's always a meaning to like certain insects and animals and everything that comes into our lives. So I thought I would quickly Google it for you. So it says ladybugs have connected deeply with all manner of spirituality, symbolism, law and cultural beliefs. It is most common representation is good luck, great fortune, protection, love and luck. So take it, Martine, that the ladybugs or ladybirds, whichever you would like to call them, are there for a reason. They are there to be showing you that something good is coming into your life, and the feathers are going to be from your spirit loved ones. It could be from angelic forces. So just take it at the moment that you're being guided to better times ahead, new things coming, things that maybe you're wanting to happen, for example, are going to be coming to fruition. So I would really like embrace that little message there.
I mean, I think when she's saying amazed as well, I don't think it's just so much as a shock, as I think it's actually comforting to her. She's finding comfort from that. I got a lot of ladybirds in the beginning of the first lockdown when I used to go out in the garden. They used to just be anywhere and everywhere, weird places. I used to find them.
Oh, how weird is this?
And things were changing. Things were changing, weren't they? We were in lockdown. You see more. You could see the air was clearer. I broke my leg 6 months in, Richard.
Who?
The ladybirds were warning me. No, that was a warning, like Polly said earlier, when I didn't want to do something and my gut was telling me I didn't want to go somewhere and I didn't want to run that shop no more, and I had too many things on the go and I needed to concentrate on one. I should have listened to my gut and not drove to the shop because I didn't want to go there, and look what happened when I did. So Polly's right. Trust your gut. Never do something you're not comfortable with.
So who was the lady that had the flowers and the ladybirds? Martine, because I've just pulled you a couple of cards. So you have got the Princess of Cups there, and you have the Two of Swords there. So I just wanted to say very quickly to you, Martine, that there is a surprise coming. That card is always my surprise in the postcard. And this is always saying that good news comes when you don't expect it as well, Martine. Now, it will bring on a decision, almost like, let's say, a change of path or change of direction for you. And it almost feels with you like whatever this is going to be, it's sort of, because it takes you by surprise, or there's this offer comes to the table, that you were sort of floating along, let's say, like the feather on one sort of part of your journey, and then suddenly something else comes to light, something that you hadn't really considered. I feel like somebody's going to be talking to you about something, about you getting involved in a situation, getting involved in a project. Like I said, I don't think that it was your initial plan. However, I do feel like this is actually something that's going to be quite good for you. So when this does sort of crop up, let's say, it feels like a good thing, as long as it's not taking you that far off the path that you were sort of considering. If you can sort of do both or still keep your toe dipped into the areas that you wanted to go into, great. But we all know that life changes sometimes. We expect to be going one way, and then an opportunity happens, a situation happens that is trying to guide us in a different direction, because that's the direction actually we're supposed to be going in, and that we are going to meet the right people that are going to take us forward. So really listen to it, listen to the signs, and I want to say 6 to 8 weeks from now that this news is going to be coming forward for you. So please do let me know.
And just let me know if you're doing any building work. I keep seeing new platform being built, some sort of new groundwork. So I don't know if it's an extension, but I feel it's relevant to you saying there was something you're having seeing stuff in your house. I feel like there's some groundworks being done somewhere outside. I feel like I'm putting foundations down and extending out. That's just come into my head. Very random, I know, but just let me know. New grounds. Who else have we got there, Mr. P? Hello, Anne is it McClernon? I'll say it. Yeah, I've got that right.
Well done, you. Hello, Caroline May Sambrooks.
Hello, Emma Adams.
Little pumpkin on the end there. Howl. things happen in my house, Polly. Well, they follow me, so you know that, and it's awesome. Yeah, I know that you're one that has really come on spiritually in quite a short period of time, actually. I seek out weird feelings and noises thanks to Polly. Yeah, I feel like I've been on a bit of Hal's journey, which is really nice. And it really is exciting when like things happen and he sort of tells me this has happened and this has happened, or somebody, he feels like the energy of people in the room. And to correct me if I'm wrong, Hal, but you had been sort of quite maybe skeptic or about all of this prior to getting into this and the spiritual readings, etc. And it is amazing when you see somebody move from one like place, if you like, of being sort of maybe very 3D and it's all about what's going on in the world and everything, to like taking that spiritual journey at the right time for them and how quickly it can actually come forward for you. I do find it fascinating. And thank you for letting me be on the part of your journey, Hal, as well.
I was just reading Elaine Walker's while you was just talking to Hal. Not that I wasn't listening, but I was multitasking. But she's put in 1975, it appeared as a mist and gradually turned into a little girl at the side of our bed. When I told my mum and described her, she said it was her niece who had died years earlier. Then she just slowly disappeared and the mist did too, and had lots of strange happenings in that house. I got a strong sense then, and were you 10 when that happened, Elaine? And that isn't uncommon for people to show themselves to children, or just someone sees someone once off and never see anyone again. But I feel like there was something going on around then at the time, and it was like a sort of comfort that she appeared for a reason, like a comfort. So she wasn't going to stay with you. She had appeared in a comforting way. But I keep getting the age 10 around you at the time. I'm not trying to age you, so I do apologise if you're, but I'm just getting a 10-year-old around you. So I don't know if that's relevant. Do you had any strange mist at the end of your bed?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've never had a strange mist in the end of my bed.
Any strange mist in your paranormal?
So I've had, of course, a lot of strange mists on camera before. I've actually seen mists, and I tell you where mostly I've seen mists. When me and my friend John, who is very talented trance healer and medium, and he also does all sorts of things, energy clearing and all sorts. And we had this group at his house. I mean, we're talking like donkeys years ago. Our children were really young. I think Sonny was probably literally 6 months, a year, something like that. And we all sat. It was me and my friend John and a lady called Wendy, who was amazing, and a load of other people all sat in this room, and we were sort of just doing mental mediumship, but it got really heavy. Now, when I say heavy, because we're all sort of either trance or developing trance at this point, and it all went woomph like that, and it felt like we were closing in. Everything felt like it was closing in. It was the most weird experience. But then there was this mist, and it looked almost like they were sort of, let's say, harvesting some sort of ectoplasm. It was the weirdest thing, because it was starting to form, but it didn't quite form. Does that make sense? So it was all sort of this energy that got really heavy and mental. But I think everyone was like, oh my God. And we're supposed to be sitting here for mental mediumship, not for trance mediumship or physical mediumship. So we sort of tried to then pull it back to what we were supposed to be doing. Pamela, no steam in the bedroom. You know, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, good.
Oh, I was going to say, I remember this thing that when we were young, we used to say, do you smoke after sex? And then the other person would say, no, but I steam a bit.
Oh, good to see Pamela back on.
Pamela, don't change.
Definitely not. I see one just now about birds, Richard. Someone said they had magpies and starlings in their house, and now they're scared of birds. See, to me, I know different birds have different meanings, but to me, all birds are spiritual. There's this, it's not just robins; they're all spiritual, and I love the colours of the magpie. I think the blue feathers in them are amazing. I've actually got a couple in my little feather jar.
Jane.
So yeah,
you're my favourite bird.
You're my favourite bird too, Polly. But I don't think. I mean, birds scare a lot of people, don't they? Because they flutter around, but I find them quite fascinating.
I love birds.
Oh yeah, I do.
Love them.
I love the way I often get a little robin that sits in my lazy spa, and where the water sits in it from the rain, he baths. Well, I've put it on SPTV before. He's baths in it and like flicks his wings. But to me, they're a way of communicating. So you need to try and get your daughter away from that fear and see them as for what they are. All birds, even pigeons, I think they're bringing something. They're bringing a message. They're but I just love them. But yeah, anyway. Caroline Thomas. I dreamt about a conversation with friends telling them that my husband had passed. 3 months later, it happened, word for word. My husband was electrocuted. Oh, my.
Wow, that's not good.
No, but again, that's like a premonition. That's a vision. Obviously not the sort of vision you want. And some people, that would really play on their minds anyway, wouldn't it, if they see...
Well, I tell you what, if my dream that I had last night happened, oh my goodness, I dreamt last night, everyone, that I got possessed by a demon, and it was because we went out yesterday for my birthday, and we were having a conversation, and my oldest son, who I told you earlier had been a bit freaked out by the door opening and closing during the trance, and his girlfriend was like, who's really not into all this. She was saying, I was really worried he'd bring something home. The dog was looking peculiar and things like that. So we were all sort of semi-joking about it. So I ended up dreaming that I had been possessed by a demon. And I phoned my friend John. And I was panicking, said, please help me, please help me, please help me. And he came, and he was a priest. He's not really a priest, but he was a priest. And he turned up, obviously, with his priest gear on, and a gun that was like from Ghostbusters, and it was like a vacuum cleaner, and he put it on my solar plexus, and the demon got sucked into it. So, no, I thought they gave birth out of there, an alien, Mr. Producer was just saying.
And this is how psychics work when they're in their Halloween period with the vow so thin. We have mad dreams about Ghostbusters and demons.
Yeah.
But Julie's just said people have told her that birds in the house means death. I was just trying to Google that because I think that's an old-fashioned wives' tale.
Well, I've just pictured
receiving from angels for that. Shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. And straight away, to me, birds bring messages. I like to see it as positive, not as negative. And I know magpies are known for taking things, don't they? They like anything that glitters. But I find it, and all this, one for sorrow, two for joy. I think it's the magpie itself gets a bad name. I don't know about birds in the house. What do you think, Polly? But to me, that card tells me that was messages, that was spirit loved ones. That's not a form of anything to worry about.
No, because I've had it loads of times in when birds come into the house, and in various different places I've lived actually, and it's never been a symbol of death. But what I'm not very good at, unless it's obvious what a bird is, I'd have to sort of look through Google to see if it matched the one I saw, for example, because if it's like a robin or a sparrow or a blackbird or a crow or a pigeon, obviously they're pretty obvious, or a magpie, but they usually have a meaning, especially if you're looking like in a shamanic book that is like a power animal book. They often have something very significant to say, so I would just take notice of what the bird is, and the fact that it's there in front of you, and then have a look and see what that meant, if that makes sense.
So it's Google, good old Google, is superstition, which is what I thought it was. Superstition says it's impending death. That's all it is. It's a superstition. Spiritually, birds are relevant to what they are. So I would look up the birds. We won't do it now because we'll be here all day on Google, but that's a superstition. And I think it's like walking under a ladder, black cat running in front of you. It's all superstitions, and it gives that's what gets tied up with the old witchcrafty days, isn't it? That witches put all that superstition on people. So no,
superstition is a load of rubbish. It's like anything. If you believe something's bad's going to happen, if that happens, of course it's going to happen because you're waiting for it to happen. If I gave you a stone and I picked it off the beach and I said, "Here, Jane, here's a stone. This is a really good luck stone," and then she thought, "Oh yeah, I need a bit of good luck, so I'm going to put that stone in my pocket and I'm going to touch it every so often because I feel like it's going to bring me good luck," right? Well, I might have actually been doing what I do, charged it up with really good energy and given it to her to bring good luck. Or it could just be a random stone. But if the intention was that it's going to bring you good luck, then the intention is it's going to give you good luck. So, I'm not saying that some things aren't bad luck. But if you want to believe it, that's up to you. But I'd rather I think if I broke a mirror that I was going to have 7 years of bad luck.
I think superstition is it overtake that's the fear factor, isn't it? It's the opposite. It's of what we do and spiritually work as. It's the fear factor. I've just googled it, Julie. Magpies, because I knew they're very good at communicating and they're very social and they are showing that there is communication in your life and that someone loves you. So magpies are good for you, and starlings are beautiful birds anyway. I love watching them.
Hi, Maxine.
They're little spiky. So no bad luck if you see a bird in your house, people, please.
Especially if they're a hot bird.
Or a bird like us. The only birds you want in your house is us two coming in on the Sunday sofa every fortnight.
Absolutely.
Hi, Jamie. Jamie's got a better connection on FB. I'm really pleased with you, Jamie. You've just caught us then to being hot with our birds. Right.
My dog once barked up at my kitchen wall, growling hair on end. I couldn't make out what she was barking at. 10 minutes or so later, I went to make a cup of tea. Dog still growling. Perhaps she didn't like your tea. I moved and next heard the biggest bang and suddenly turned round where I'd been standing. My whole cooker hood had been crashing down. Oh my Lord, if I hadn't just moved, it would have hit me. That's mental.
Yeah, but see, now to me, I find any animal. I mean, we're dog lovers. We love dogs. We have dogs. So, but I think any animal that that's close to you, because they're very loyal, are very good protectors of us. I know when I do my healing indoors, my dog, it's the only time he's settled.
Yes, Alison Barton. Sorry,
we need a late night show. Yeah, I know. We've talked about that actually. What after 9, we're talking about an after 9 where we can be a little bit less
naughty,
proper, and be more naughty. So don't worry, Alison. It's on the cards. We are planning it. But yeah, I think dogs are very good at picking up danger. They pick up. I mean, that's why they don't like certain people. They're very good at picking up people they're not comfortable around. But my dog's brilliant when I'm healing. He goes and calms down. He sits. I mean, once. My lady's not watching. He jumped up on the table while I was reading tarot. Jumped to my lady's lap. Jumped up on the table, had the cards on the table, and actually put his paw forward and started moving the cards that she hadn't picked out. And we just both burst out laughing, and we went with it. We turned the cards over. But yeah, he does love to get into my psychic works. But I think dogs would see danger, and not necessarily because there was a spirit in there. He was sensing the danger. So good for him. I'm saying it to him.
Thank you, Keith, for your amazing comment. I don't think we need to say anything. Diane told us.
A bird in the hand, 2 birds in the hand. Right. My dog,
so I've pulled a couple of cards for Diane. Now, Diane, I'm not sure what's going on around you at the moment, but I have got the Princess of Swords. And I have the 9 of Swords. It's all very swordy. Now, these 2 cards here are indicating that you're probably going through, or have been going through, a little bit of a difficult time, especially around your sleep patterns. And I want to say that you've probably been mulling things over at night because it feels like you're not switching off at all. Whatever's going on at the moment, it feels with you like you need to put your foot down around a situation. I want to say around a male as well, but this could be connected to a female. So this is just saying it just feels like you've had quite a lot going on. Now, you are the sort of person, Diane, I want to say, that does try and put your foot down, but I do feel like somebody is sort of trying to take advantage of your kind nature, or dumping a lot of like emotional stuff on you. If this isn't making sense now, it will make sense. It's important that you sort of only take what you can handle there, and don't let somebody else, like I said, dump everything on your shoulders. And it's a good time here, even if it's like family, and we love our families, of course, but there has to be a cut-off point where you can sort of be a normal person and not like taking on everyone else's issues, especially if they are not doing anything to help themselves, or you're trying to give some like helpful information or helpful advice and they're not taking it. If they keep coming to you and doing this and doing this and doing this, like I said, make sure you have some boundaries, Diane, because otherwise it's just going to consume you. I just feel like you need to say no at some point, or step back from a situation. And by stepping back from the situation, it's going to sort of just help you sort of cut off from it, sleep better, so that you wake up the next day and feel a little bit more refreshed. There is just somebody around you that is, it's almost like you could give them advice, but they're not taking it. And it almost feels like something's falling on deaf ears around you there, Diane. And so if they're not going to help themselves, all you can do is say, right, I'll be there when you make that choice. It really does feel like you need to put your foot down on a situation. I hope that helps.
She is saying it makes sense. And I picked her Treasure Island, and I felt like she just wanted to literally float away on that, tortoise. But I did feel the situation's been dragging too long, and it needs to stop now. I got a Mao energy, but I also got the High Priestess for her, which told me she needs to start being more truthful about things and working with her own gut, because, you know, as much as everyone does want to help people, we can't always do that. It's not good for people. By trying to help them all the time actually can hinder them, and also all it'll do to you is drain you. So this High Priestess is about being true to your inner self and looking after your own well-being. So, you know, bear that in mind. You can only do so much for people. They've got to help themselves. And if you want to get on that Treasure Island, I'll join you, because that's a lovely, look at that. But take care of yourself, Diane.
Right. Just as well, just quickly, it's got nothing to do with spooky things. The Sunday sofa, since me and the lovely Jane have taken over the Sunday sofa.
Us two birds.
Us birds. The show is a chat show. It is predominantly a chat show, and we do like to throw in the odd reading here and there because we love you all. So basically, when you're coming on, it's not like some of the shows which are just readings, just mediumship, or just cards and psychic work. It is an all-round show. It's your show as well, as much as it is our show. And what we really do love is when you all interact, tell us your stories, get chatting on the chat, get chatting to us. It's really, really important that you know what sort of show it is. Thank you, Diane Tolhurst. This involves children, so very difficult to say no. I do understand. Thank you for a lovely reading, but you do have to have a little bit of boundaries there, just to look after yourself, Diane, is basically what we were saying. So it's really important that you do look after you. Pamela Roger, we love you too, my lovely, lovely, lovely little Scottish lady.
Bev Buttle says, absolutely, you can't always help everyone. You can't help everyone, and especially if it's our family, and especially if it's our children. You try your hardest to help people, even your friends. You can't always do that. You can't always do the right thing. You can't always please people. And we're not here to please others. We're here to look after ourselves and please ourselves. And that isn't selfish, because if we have self-care for us, then we can be there for others. If we don't look after ourselves, people will only take what we've got left, and that will drain us. So it's not a selfish thing to do, and sometimes it's a kind thing to do, so that others stand on their own 2 feet and don't. Helping people all the time, they will never learn their own mistakes, and they will never enjoy certain things as well, because they're always going to fall back on others. So they need sometimes that tough love to step out and look after themselves.
Absolutely. And that goes for anyone. It's not just family, isn't it? It's friends, because friends can take just as much advantage of you than than family, sometimes more so. You know, because we're sort of their rocks sometimes, aren't we? And then they sort of we have a bad moment and we sort of want to fall on them, and suddenly they're not interested. We've all had it.
Yeah, we have. We definitely have.
Yeah, Travancore fan. I have had a black mass go through a picture from my bedroom wall and had a man dressed in black and stood at the end of my bed. Whoa, did that freak you out? That sounds quite freaky. I mean, sometimes these things can be like sort of apparitions, like almost a ghost, like a memory, because a ghost isn't like something that comes with a white sheet and goes whoa like that, is it? Basically, a ghost is a memory of a situation. That's why ghosts look like they can walk through walls, etc., because there didn't used to be a wall there, for example. And it could just be a memory of something, or it could have been a spirit. So how did it feel to you, Trav and Cor?
And the colour black, sometimes, is it how we perceive it? Some people see white, some people see red. Some people have said they've seen red sort of masses or mist going around them. Is it how we see it? Is it relevant? Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Do we, if we're scared, do we see it as black?
I don't know, because I think I've seen a really, really, really raging bright white light, and this is when I was doing I went to an angelic course way back in the day, way back. I didn't think I'd like it. I thought it was going to be all fluffy and like, you know, twee, and actually it was a guy running it. It was a really powerful thing, a real powerful meditation, and I felt this immense white light. I got my eyes shut, but it was almost felt like if I opened them I'd still be able to see it. And this wind went over the top of me like that. But in other circumstances, I have seen things that were really dark. Now, I wasn't particularly scared of them. I just think that it's like that shadow I saw, that person I saw running across the stairs the other day was dark, but I didn't feel worried or scared because it was dark. I don't know. Kimbo. They say cats and dogs always sit next to people and won't leave them when people are ill. Or is there another bit? Okay.
Yeah.
And they do. And do you know what? My dogs, and your dog probably the same, Jane, if I have a client and the dogs are actually allowed in, which I do ask people if they don't mind the dogs being in, or if the doors open a little bit because it's hot outside and the cat comes and lands on their laps. It's usually because that person really needs somebody, not necessarily that they're ill, but maybe emotionally they're pardon?
Comfort.
They
need comfort.
That they need, that sort of emotional comfort. And what's better than and more satisfying than stroking a cat or stroking a dog, or that dog all curled up next to you, because they know you need them. They know that you need that comfort.
I think it's because they're very, I don't know about cats. I mean, I do like cats, but the dogs are very loyal. So, you know, they will come and sit with you if you're unwell. They know when you're unwell, and they will sit there because they want to give you that comfort.
I want to give Kimbo a card.
Do you?
Mm. Well, one's fell out and two's fell out. Right. 5 of Cups. And 9 of Wands. Right. Okay, you have those two there. So, Kimbo, are you waiting for something? Are you waiting for some news? I feel like almost like there is a situation where it feels like it's always going 2 steps forward and 3 back with you, Kimbo. It feels like you're waiting on something, or waiting on some good news, waiting for something to happen. I do feel here like you're going to have to try and chase something up that's you're waiting for as well. It's like you probably have. If this isn't, like I said, I always say this, but if it doesn't make sense, it will make sense. Almost feels like you've been waiting for some news, or the news isn't coming quick enough, or a situation isn't happening quick enough for you, Kimbo. I want to say it could be around a move of house, or a move of your situation. Don't just keep cracking on with it. I want to say don't lose heart, because I've just taken you one more from the pack, and you have got the Princess of Cups, which is a surprise. Okay, so it all happens when you're sort of feeling a little bit like you've got no hope. So if you are waiting for something, keep strong with this. Keep the intentions good. You're waiting to go home. Right, okay. Wherever home is, all right, what I really do need you to do is keep really positive, Kimbo. It's almost like I want a little bit, I don't know how you feel about magic, but it's almost like I want to sort of look into a good intention spell. Waiting for 2 documents for visa. Okay, that's good news then, because this is like the good news card. Like I said, it's coming, but it's a little bit more waiting to go. I feel like it's probably because whoever the documents are coming through, whether it's a government thing or whatever, it just feels like there's either something there that's been a bit of a backlog, or they're being particularly fussy about what's written on it, whatever. But keep cracking on, keep at it, keep on it. Okay, it almost feels like as you're losing hope a little bit there, or feeling quite demoralized by the whole thing and the whole situation. It feels like you feel quite sort of caged in. So just know that it's coming, but it just might be that little bit longer. All right, don't lose heart, and keep, if you can chase it up, I don't know if you can, just keep chasing things up. And definitely a little bit of a divine intervention, or a little bit of, let's say, intervention from maybe, like I said, a spell would be very good for you, but only good intention spells may apply.
I'm not going to read for Kim because I know I've spoken to him privately, so I know a bit about his situation. Okay. But Kim, look what I did pick you. So not long now. 2 of Cups, because that's what you're waiting to get home for. So there you go. Bear that in mind. We've got anyone else, Mr. P, wants to ask us something?
19 months, crikey. I'm guessing that's because of COVID.
Yeah.
And McLennan, I am enjoying this. Thank you. And we're enjoying you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Trisha
Hi, Auntie Pat. Hi, Auntie Pat.
Hello, Auntie Pat.
Hello, Auntie Pat. Loves you lots. When I was 12, I saw a lady stood beside my bed. I thought it was my mum, but lady didn't speak. At school, we had a classroom debate about it. If you thought it was your mum, I would have gone with that, 12 or not. And what was the debate? Was that people, I'm assuming, saying it was something that you hadn't seen?
I'm guessing that would be the case.
Yeah.
I do feel that did she pass when you were a lot younger than 12? Because I keep seeing the age between 3 and 5. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I just got a lady coming in, Bev, that's I feel like suddenly my heart, my breathing has gone really, really fast. If this doesn't make sense with your mum, it should make sense with a grandmother. Somebody that had almost like quite a major heart issue or heart problem. And I keep seeing somebody that lost a lot of blood as well that's coming in with you, Bev, a female that it feels like there was around a childbirth situation that lost a lot of blood during childbirth. Please do let us know if this makes sense to you. Both coming in for you, both very strong people as well. They're very strong people. The lady's got her hair tied back. One lady's got her hair tied back. It was sort of quite dark hair as well. Please let us know if that makes sense to you, because she's standing here and she's not talking to me much either, which is quite unusual. They do talk to me, but yeah, definitely a lady that lost a lot of blood during a childbirth experience or having quite a traumatic birth that I keep seeing. And I keep seeing you at the age of 3 or 5. And so somebody, either a mother or grandmother, would have passed around that age as well. Please let us know, Bev, if that makes sense to you, if you're still there.
And just quickly, I've just picked up somebody having their stomach cut, but upwards, not along, just under the rib cage, bit down, not across. If that makes sense. I've just felt that.
How interesting. Yeah, between 3 and 5, I had my first psychic experience. Oh. Did anyone pass around that age as well? Because I keep seeing the ages 3 and 5 with you. That is really significant. It may well have been that first psychic experience. Do you know who passed? Who would have had lost a lot of blood or had a traumatic birth experience. My mum is still alive, so I think it was my nan. Do find out if you can. Definitely your nan. Right. Interesting. Please do, yeah, find out any information. Just let us know. This lady's quite a tough woman. Quite a tough woman. I think we might have read that wrong about your mum standing by your bed there. I don't quite know what that was, if your mum was still alive. I do feel like if that makes sense with your nan, please do. Like I said, she always looks like a little bit like a traveller when she comes in, but she's quite beautiful, this lady, when she was like younger, and she's had her hair tied back, quite a dark haired lady, very attractive, quite darkish skin as well. Hope that makes sense to you. Anyway, she's absolutely fine, Bev, and she's keeping an eye on you, so do behave. She said be careful of your back and your hip as well, Bev. She said there's something going on with the back or hip there, and she just wants you to keep on at the doctors about it there as well. I keep feeling that you need some medication around for that area, so do keep an eye on that. Caitlin Jackson. It was my nan standing by my bed. Ah, okay. Yes, dark black hair. Lovely.
Ooh. So, Caitlin, I've seen black masks before that felt bad years ago. Recently, I see black. Oh, so that should have been mist. Black mist sometimes, but don't get a bad feeling from it. Again, is it just the feeling of the unknown? And the more you're relaxed and comfortable with things, the more, like we said, we don't get unsettled by things. Well, unless Polly's dream comes true, could be a bit worrying.
I don't want anyone busting my belly.
I think it's probably more a case of you've become more relaxed with it. It's not, anyone fears anything they've not seen before, not aware of, and even more so when you start out spiritually working or just going on a spiritual path. All the experiences are all new, and you either have a wow factor or even a bit of a oh my god factor, but it's all part of the experience. It's all part of the learning, and the more comfortable you get with things, the more you accept it, and nothing seems to fear you that way. So I don't think it's anything. I mean, you're saying when you felt bad years ago. To me, again, it was probably a young experience, and everything seems more fearful when you're young. For some reason, I am ever back on birds. I've just got a big black crow, raven, whatever. I always get the two mixed up. I am seeing that, and all I'm getting is a bird flapping in the middle of that, and that is really bizarre. Just constantly flapping in the middle of her words. So I don't know what relevance that is. We're back on birds, people. I can't get them out of my head now.
Crows are supposed to be quite good luck, aren't they? Ravens are.
Yeah, well, I don't think all birds are good luck. But I'm reading that, and I'm just getting a constant flapping in the middle of those words. I'm seeing a big black crow. Yeah. Very.
It's okay to be scared. Just let the fear go. It's a better enlightenment if you let the deer go. Oh.
Fear, yeah, it is. But it is though, isn't it? Once you learned, I mean, I couldn't get my head around doing how I could do the things I did. So once I got my head around it, it was easier to do it. So it's just letting it go. It's just trusting it. And I think to people, some of my friends, I know a couple are watching, some of my family watching. To some, they really enjoy it. To others, they still just think, no, I'm not having it. It's just not. But you just got to go with it. You have got to go with it. You can't, once you open it up, you can't take it back, really.
Heather Richards.
Put the lid back on it.
Heather Richards, I see shadows. It's funny because when I saw that, I kept thinking, I see dead people. Was that on Sixth Sense, wasn't it, that film?
It was Sixth Sense. I see dead people.
I see dead people. Oh, I thought you were talking about us being bored about us there for a minute.
No, he was bored. He was bored with the Sixth Sense film.
Keith says
Ravens are classed
as a karmic event.
Well,
if you go through Kingston Cemetery, you'll see them like it every second, don't you? If there's not a squirrel, there's a crow. Well, there's a crow, but they're very closely related, aren't they?
They are close, aren't they? Are ravens bigger than crows?
I think they are. And crows are pretty big.
And it's raven that I feel it's a very big bird. Big bird. What's this? Do you know what I read that as Sputnik?
Zig's funny.
We've got to be punk rockers now. Your chance to win a free one-to-one reading. Enter our free competition by placing a Halloween photo of yourself in the SPTV fan page, and a winner will be drawn randomly. So can I just put myself up? Like
Yeah,
this?
I was about to ask that as well. With a light under your face like that.
Yeah, you can put your coffin one up.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It has to be a recent picture, basically, not one of when you were like, 13 trick-or-treating with your mates in a sort of plastic mask or anything like that. It's got to be so we can see who you are as well, so we can just, make fun of you. No jokes. And me and Jane will join in on that, won't we?
Will we?
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
All right then.
Oh, gifts. Richard, I've a load of my sister's glow-in-the-dark skeleton key rings worth £8 each. I'd like to donate one to the winner if possible. Oh.
Okay.
I want to.
Thanks, son.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if the winner will get a reading, and the runner-up will get a glow-in-the-dark skeleton keyring. I want to get a skeleton keyring.
Yeah, Alison, can you bring me one down next month, please?
Yes, please.
Please, please, please. Pretty, please.
Izzy Ryan, I had a wow when I was about 5 to 6 years old. I saw a ballroom scene in the sky, heard music and people dancing, ran in the house and told my parents they thought I was bonkers. Welcome to our world, Izzy. Welcome to our world. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Hi, Audrey.
Happy Halloween. Do you know, I love where I live because it's gated. No one can come in and knock the door.
What's that got to do with anything?
Because they all knock the door, don't they, for their sweets?
Ah.
And I know it's mean, but after years and years of taking my kids trick-or-treating, and my grandkids go out with their parents, so that suits me fine. I don't want to do it no more. I like that Facebook one you see where they've got there's this bowl and it says take a sweet and then off. So they've literally left it on the doorstep.
And there's nothing in it. No, I'm the same. You're the same. We've had, I think, both 3 kids, haven't we? We've done all that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn off my Ring doorbell. And I took the little boys next door some sweets so that they have got their sweets because they're really nice little kids. And I thought I'll take them some sweets and then I'm going to turn the Ring doorbell off.
See? It's not being mean, but it's just, I've had enough.
People have to respect that. If people want to do it, they want to do it. And if they don't, they don't. Hi, Margaret Kelly. How are you?
Because I'll be too busy in the back with my cauldron making my spells and me witch's broth.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a point. I might make a spell tonight. I might do an abundance spell tonight. Wahahaha.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Shall we do a final reading for everybody? I don't know what cards to use now.
Right. What are you choosing?
Me? I'm on my Gateway Oracle cards. Dreaming. Gateway to dreaming.
Dream.
Ancient wisdom within.
Dream.
That's what I've been in Dolly Daydream. So I do apologise, people, if I seem like I've been away with the fairies. I think I'm still in meditation state.
Well, I have chosen the 4 of Cups while you're doing that. And the 4 of Cups is saying that, and it is general, so not everyone's going to understand this, but it just seems to be a situation around maybe some people here watching today that they have been like in a situation where either something hasn't worked out as well as the way they wanted it to work out, but generally they are bored in a situation. So it could be a work situation that you're really stuck, you feel really bored, you don't feel like you can go where you need to go with that situation. It might be a relatively new job that there were sort of promises that haven't sort of gone the way that you wanted them to go. Could be, if it's a relationship card, I would say that your relationship has got rather tiresome or rather boring as well. I'm very straight to the point, so I do apologise. Yeah, and that's not to say to split up or jack in your job or jack in your partner, but what it is saying is that you need to start thinking about what you do want, and if the person you're with, the friend you're with, or the situation, the job that you're in, are they ever going to be what you want them to be? If not, then you have to start thinking a little bit longer term in your situations, especially around, I want to say, a work situation at the moment for anybody. Like I said, it just feels boring, or that you've ended up, because of maybe the situation in the world, how it's been over the last couple of years, that you've ended up doing a role that you weren't really sort of signed up for example. So this is a real card here of like observing your life. What do you want out of your life? What do you want to achieve? Are you going to be able to achieve it in the situation you're currently in, whether it's work, relationships, friendships, family? This is saying, yeah, stop, think, and start thinking, writing things down, maybe making some sort of board or angelic board where you're sort of manifesting your dreams. This is a really good card for that. So definitely don't stand in your own way. Don't be samey, don't be boring, and basically think outside the box.
And I picked embarking on an adventure. And then I did pick a tarot because I just couldn't make my mind up. And the magician. So in embarking on the adventure, I saved the wonders of the world. As soon as I turned that, I don't watch the news. You don't really watch the news, Polly. We're not interested in it. But as soon as I turned it, I did get a feel about the way people have been starting to feel with Christmas approaching again. People starting to now book holidays. I feel that people are, apparently there's no red countries, whatever that means. I think that means you can actually fly anywhere. So good news for Kim. That's why he's waiting on his visa. But I feel that with the embarking on an adventure, it means it's time, with that air balloon, I want to say it's time we did start actually being more optimistic and looking at our dreams and being more positive about things and start to move forward and go back into a life where we're not in fear and we are excited. Because I just feel that card's just showing upliftment, that people can now and go and do more that they want to do. They can have their lives back. Christmas will be different to last year, so people have got to be positive about that. But I feel like you should have learned how to actually come together as a family now and enjoy family time, not just all the food and everything that comes with it. Because the magician has also shown to me that people, that what they want on their table, they have everything really in front of them. They don't have to look further. They don't need more. They just need to be thankful for what is actually with them. So both cards are showing me an upliftment, a positive feeling. I feel like there's a positive vibe finally coming and people are moving in a direction where there's smart. I feel like everyone's happier, smiling, and no more gloom. So I want to say it's a positive card. Both are positive cards and positivity moving forward and looking forward to the end of this year. So there we go.
Thank you.
All those holidays.
Yeah,
travel agents are going to go sky high in a minute. They're all going to be booking their flights as soon as we get off. Any commission, please give it to SPTV. So thank you everybody for joining us. We will be back again in a fortnight. I will be back. When will I be back, Mr. P? Because he keeps forgetting to reschedule me. So it's not my fault, people.
When will I see you?
I think he's just gradually pushing me out like that. I will be back. Yeah, I haven't got the hint. Because I keep going, where's my show? No. I will be back, I think, the 23rd of November. I'll probably, yeah. So, but I think we'll be on Sunday Stuff before then. So thank you very much for joining us. You will see me then, and then I will be doing Sense and Spirit that week as well. So you see, when I come back in for, right, I'm there. You can't get rid of me at all. And the lovely Polly, when will you be back?
I will be back. When am I back? What am I doing next Saturday night? You did make me a little bit worried there, because I know that I'm at a spiritual fair all next weekend, but we will be doing a sense of spirit with 999 investigations on the 12th of November.
Groundlings, that one, isn't it?
I will be back in 2 weeks on the sofa with the lovely
With
Jane
me.
Morton.
And don't fret, Alison and anyone else. We'll be working on our late night show as well, where topics can be on anything.
Everything.
Thank you, Izzy. Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody. So, on that note, take care. Go out and trick or treat, but don't knock our doors because we've just told you. We're not answering. Mr. P said you can knock his door if you're good looking and you're single.
I'm
so
female.
from us grouches. Oh yeah, you have to be female if you knock on his door. But from us, enjoy the rest of your Halloween evening. We will see you soon and take care. Bye.
Bye. Spiritual Psychics TV. Online. Spiritual Psychics TV isn't just an online broadcasting service. We also offer many features via our website. SPTV offers a unique directory that uses geolocation to find your nearest reader or venue, just by using your postcode. The Academy section allows anyone to upload and create their own spiritual courses within minutes. For those who like to read, then our online magazine area will offer just that. The SPTV shop enables anyone to start their online shop, be it to sell used or new items. You can also find our schedule and information about our shows.
Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.